silent and the coffee is cold. I bought a package that the salesman sold. I typed a sentence in a glowing white square. Then the same glass spun a circle in the air. The window froze up like a winter lake. I gave the plastic mouse a frantic shake. A blue screen blossomed with a jagged code, while the logic took a heavy dusty road. Oh, the system is thinking about nothing at all, while the icons are leaning against the wall. The cursor is down in a lonely little jig on a mountain of data that got to be guessed. The updates are knocking at the middle of the night, changing the shadow and the morning light. The wizard is hiding in the silicon shell, ringing a digital silver bell. Oh, the system is thinking about nothing at all, while the icons are leaning against the wall. The cursor is dancing a lonely little jig on a mountain of data that got too big. Yes, the updates are knocking at the middle of the night, changing the shadow and the morning light. The wizard is hiding in the silicon shell, ringing a digital silver bell. The paper clip is gone, but the ghost remains, running through the copper and the circuit veins. You click the button just to start the show, but the progress bar is moving way too slow. It asks a question that nobody can read, planting a heavy mechanical seed. The cloud is high and the drive is full, giving the user a gentle pull. I tried to save it, but the file ran away to a secret folder where the shadows play. The keyboard is stuttering a broken tune under the glow of a pixelated moon. The hardware is humming a grumpy old song about a calculation that went all wrong. I sit and I stare at the flickering screen, the strangest machine that I ever have seen. Oh, the system is thinking about nothing at all, while the icons are leaning against the wall. The cursor is dancing a lonely little jig on a mountain of data that got too big. Yes, the updates are knocking at the middle of the night, changing the shadow and the morning light. The wizard's hiding in the silicon shell, ringing a digital silver bell. Oh, the system sharpened blade bites deep into the white. Before the morning sun can claim the frozen height, I am leaning hard against the curve of the world, watching the ghost of my breath get tossed and swirl. The lift cable hums a low and steady song between the spruce and the pines where I belong. My boots are tied and the straps are locked in place. I feel the bite of the mountain on my face. Gravity is a heavy debt I am ready to pay. Turning the vertical drop into a winding way. No tracks ahead, just a sheet of unwritten glass. I am the shadow and the light as the minutes pass. From the peak to the valley flow so wide and deep, waking the giants from the long and heavy sleep. Floating on a cloud that never touches the ground, where the only music is the Russian silence found. The powder spray is a veil behind my heels. I have forgotten how the solid pavement feels. The wind is a merchant selling nothing but speed, and the thrill of the fall is the only law I need. I cut a path through the timber and the stone. On a wooden plank I am sitting on a throne. Every turn is a question with a sudden reply, between the solid earth and the open sky. The horizon is tilting and the air is getting thin. I am shouting my heavy and my tired winter skin. The heart is a hammer striking fast in the chest, putting the spirit to a wild and jagged task. Gravity is a heavy debt I am ready to pay. Turning the vertical drop into a winding way. No tracks ahead, just a sheet of unwritten glass. I am the shadow in the light as the minutes pass. From the peak to the valley flow so wide and deep, waking the giants from their long and heavy sleep. Floating on a cloud that never touches the ground, where the only music is the ringing silence found.
The edge of a sharpened blade bites deep into the white. Before the morning sun can play in the frozen hide, I am leaning hard against the curve of the world, watching the ghost of my breath get tossed and swirl. The lift cable hums a low and steady song between the spruce and the pines where I belong. My boots are tied and the straps are locked in place. I feel the bite of the mountain on my face. Gravity's a heavy debt I am ready to pay. Turning the vertical drop into a winding way. No tracks ahead, just a sheet of unwritten glass. I am the shadow and the light as the minutes pass. From the peak to the valley floor so wide and deep, waking the giants from their long and heavy sleep. Floating on a cloud that never touches the ground, where the only music is the rushing silence found. The powder spray is a veil behind my heels. I have forgotten how the solid pavement feels. The wind is a merchant selling nothing but speed, and the thrill of the fall is the only law I need. I cut a path through the timber and the stone. On a wooden plank I am sitting on a throne. Every turn is a question with a sudden reply, between the solid earth and the open sky. The horizon is tilting and the air is getting thin. I am shedding my heavy and my tired winter skin. The heart is a hammer striking fast in the chest, putting the spirit to a wild and jagged task. Gravity's a heavy debt I am ready to pay. Turning the vertical drop into a winding way. No tracks ahead, just a sheet of uneven glass. I am the shadow and the light as the minutes pass. From the peak walked inside at 3:30. A plastic palace waiting there for me. The automatic sliding glass door wine, loving all my dignity behind. The clerk was staring at a tiny screen, living in the glow, static blue and green. I tripped across the puddle near the rack, the spicy nuts and every salty snack. The hot dog roast spins a greasy wheel, a tubular and questionable meal. They've been rotating since the break of dawn, until the natural mahogany is gone. I grabbed a cup the size of a canoe and filled it up with something electric blue. The ice machine began to cough and spit, but I just stood there soaking up every bit of the sanctuary of the double-digit time, where the midnight sun begins to shine. Everything's processed and nothing is real, but it's the only way a hungry soul can feel. Between the lottery tickets and the cheap cologne, a cardboard kingdom I can call my own. 7 tiny heavens and 11 little sins. This is where the sugar rush begins. I saw a man in a velvet bathrobe coat, buying every single pack of bread they wrote. He argued that the price of milk was wrong, while hummed a hollow elevator song. But taquitos look like petrified wood, unduly taste much better than they should. I'll bite a ranch in a heavy dose of lime. I'm losing track of space and losing track of time. The fluorescent hum is singing to my brain. Wash away the light, you can wash away the pain. The microwave is ticking like a metal bomb in this temple of the quiet and the calm. Oh, the sanctuary of the double-digit sign, where the midnight sun begins to shine. Everything is processed and nothing is real, but it's the only way a hungry soul can feel. Between the lottery tickets and the cheap cologne, a cardboard kingdom I can call my own. 7 tiny heavens and 11 little sins. This is where the sugar rush begins.
The browser tabs are multiplying fast. A lonely evening built to last. The little orange icon starts to glow. The buffer bar is moving far too slow.
I'm hunting for the subtitles in white, against a titan or a magic knight. The ramen's getting cold beside the tray. I click the skip on every single phrase.
The internet is humming through the wall. I'm waiting for the hero's mighty call. The resolution flips from high to low, but still I'm sitting in the front row. Oh, Crunchyroll with the golden grain. The hungry heart inside the digital rain. Waiting all the pixels to align. 1,000 episodes and they are mine. Oh, Crunchyroll like a paper snack. Once I'm in, there is no turning back. The ads are long, but the story is deep. I've got a mountain of secrets to keep. Oh, Crunchyroll with the golden grain. The hungry heart inside the digital rain. Waiting for the pixels to align. 1,000 episodes and they are mine. Oh, Crunchyroll like a paper snack. Once I'm in, there is no turning back. The ads are long, but the story is deep. I've got a mountain of secrets to keep. The pirate ship is sinking in the bay. I pay my dues to watch the hymnals play. My history is filled with pastel hair, and students flying through the open air. The neighbors think I'm yelling at the moon, but I'm just cheering for a big typhoon. The cat is staring at the flashing blue. from high to low, but still I'm sitting in the front row. Oh, crunchy low with the golden brain, a hungry heart inside the digital rain, waiting for the pixels to align. 1,000 episodes and we are mine. Oh, crunchy roll like a Cobra snap. Once I'm in, there is no turning back. The ads are long, but the story is deep. I've got a mountain of secrets to keep. Oh, crunchy roll with the golden grain, the hungry heart inside the digital rain, waiting for the pixels to align. 1,000 episodes and they are mine. Oh, crunchy roll like a paper snack.
The traffic lights are merely hits on the dusty Delhi street. 100 million bells ring out to the rhythm of the heat. I asked for directions at the corner by the chai wala stand. He gave 1,000 wobbles with his chin and a waving hand. Is that a yes or is that a no, or maybe somewhere in between? The most mysterious motion that the Western eye has ever seen. My cousin is a doctor and my nephew goes to cloud. My auntie at the wedding keeps the gossip rather loud. She wants to know my salary and why I haven't wed. She's got a list of candidates spinning in her head. The turmeric is golden and the pressure cooker streams. A billion frantic travelers chasing down their vibrant dreams. From the mountains of the north to the southern temple gate, nobody is ever early, but we're never truly late. We pack a dozen people in a tiny yellow car. It doesn't matter where we go, exactly where we are. With a spoonful of the pickle and a mountain of the rice, we will ask you for a discount once or maybe even twice. The cricket match is holy and the umpire is a saint. We're painting every doorway with the fresh and lucky paint. You say it's quite chaotic, but we call it grand design. A massive tangled tapestry where everything is fine. The IT guy is fixing every laptop in the town, while granddad's in the garden wearing such a royal gown. We talk about the weather and the price of local beans. We live inside the brightest colors ever on the screens. A suitcase full of snacks for a flight of 20 hours. A garden in the balcony filled with jasmine flowers. The rickshaw takes a shortcut through a narrow alley lane, ignoring every puddle and the pouring summer rain. The horn to singing songs that the weary travels know. There is nowhere else on earth where the spirit dares to go. From the mountain of the north to the southern temple gate, nobody is ever early, but we're never truly late. We pack a dozen people in a tiny yellow car. It doesn't matter where we go, exactly where we are. There's a street full of the pickle and a mountain of the rice. We will ask you for it, just go once or maybe even twice. From the mountains of the north to the southern temple gate, nobody is ever early, but we're never truly late. We pack a dozen people in a tiny yellow car. It doesn't matter where we go, exactly where we are. With a spoon full of the pickle and a mountain of the rice, we will ask you for it, just come once or maybe even twice. From the mountains of the north, 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 from the mountains of the north.
Is booing in a mud-painted blue, while the morning sun breaks on the avenue. Sit down in the chair with the velvet back and watch the colors bleeding through the screen crack. There is a man in a tie, looking stern and grand, pointing at a map of a disappearing land. He said the clouds are a plot by the ghost of a gale, and he's sailing the wind in a rusty old pail.
Ticker tape crawls like a bug on a vine, with a secret code written in a jagged line. Gold is the water and the bread is stone, and everybody's worried flickering eye.
Counting all the feathers on a mechanical fly. The signal is jumping across the wire, setting the curtains and the carpet on fire.
The truth is a puzzle with a missing piece, waiting for the landlord to sign the new lease.
Oh, it's a carnival show in a box made of glass, watching the shadows as a juggler's pants. The trumpet is blowing a crooked old tune, while the man on the screen shines the last on the moon.
It's a lonesome parade on a flickering street, where the high and the low and the middle all meet.
They found a new villain in a cardboard box, who doesn't wear shoes or a pair of silk socks. He's coming for the garden and the apple tree, according to the expert on the 33. The graphics are spinning like a top on the floor, warning us of shadows knocking at the door.
But the door is bolted and the windows are tight, and we're just sitting here bathed in the light.
The sewer is expensive, but the buttons are loose.
While they're cooking up a batch of the blackberry juice.
They say the sky is falling, but it's just a gray talk.
Being played like a string on a broken old heart.
The facts are just marbles rolling down the hall, bouncing off the ceiling and the portraits on the wall.
Nobody is winning, but the game never ends
As long as the signal around the corner bends.
The dial is stuck and the volume is high. The anchor is waving a weary goodbye.
The truth
Truth is a kite, caught up is a trees, dancing alone in a heavy sad breeze.
is a carnival show in a box made of glass, watching the shadows as the jugglers cast. The trumpet is blowing a crooked old tune, while the man on the screen tries to lasso the moon.
It's a lonesome parade on a flickering street,
Where the high and the low and the middle all meet.
step inside the green and yellow door. Watch the glassy sky like never before. The lady behind it is ready to strike with a handful of lettuce or whatever you like.
The bread smells like yoga mats, or so they say. But I am starving at the end of the day.
Honey or hearty Italian herb, my hunger is the only thing I can observe.
Choose your side in the toaster war. Wait for the ding, then ask for more.
6 inches of chaos or a foot-long dream, wrapped in a wrapper that starts to gleam.
Oh, the sandwich artist paints with mayo and spite, squishing the pickles with all of their might. The olives are rolling away on the floor, while I stand here begging for just a bit more. Eat fresh, they tell me, as the meat starts to gray. It is the finest banquet at the end of the bay. Tuna or turkey, it all tastes the same in this toasted kingdom where we tide our shame. The jalapenos are hot enough to sting as the register makes its lonely little ring.
The soda machine is mostly just foam,
I should have just stayed in my kitchen at home.
but the cookies are soft and the chips are so loud.
I feel like a king in this hungry crowd.
Don't put the onions on top of the cheese. I am down on my knees saying, baby, please.
Choose your side in the toaster war. Wait for the demons, ask for more.
6 inches of chaos or a foot-long dream, wrapped in a wrapper that starts to gleam.
Oh, a sandwich artist paints with mayo The olives are rolling away on the floor, while I stand here begging for just a bit more. Eat fresh, they tell me they don't need us so great. It is the finest banquet at the end of the bay. Tuna or jerky, it all tastes the same in this toasted kingdom where we hide our shame. Oh, the sandwich art is a mayo spot, squishing the pickles with all of them right. The olives are rolling away on the floor, while I stand here begging for just a bit more.
Eat fresh, they tell me as the meat starts to gray.
It is the finest banquet at the end of the May. Turnpike has a scent that is hard to name, a mix of diesel fuel and collective blame. Exit 13 opens like a rusted gate to the garden of the sovereign parking lot state, where the diners never sleep and the coffee is black, and you pay $5 just to never come back. We got a governor screaming at a guy on the sand, while the toll booth lady holds the fate of the land. There is a giant fiberglass dog on the side of the road, and a suitcase full of laundry that is about to explode. The mall is a cathedral built of grass and tile, where we measure our journeys by the minute and mile. On the shore is a circus where the seagulls are kings, and the boardwalk is humming with electric strings. We are the middle child stuck between the giants and gray, but we will cut you off in traffic every hour of the day. It is the land of the fist pump and the gasoline smell, and we love this crowded asphalt like a private hotel. Do not ask for a left turn, cause the tug handle knows that the path to your house is where the goldenrod grows. We pump our own liquid, but we never touch the nozzle in a landscape that looks like a concrete fossil. From the Pine Barrens goes to the greasy Port Road, we are paying our dues at the Iron Gate toll. The accent is a weapon that we sharpen at birth. We are the most misunderstood patch of dirt on the earth. They filmed the mob show in the deli down the block. Now every tourist wants a photo by the chemical dock. But the tomatoes are heavy and the corn is divine, even if it grows next to a toxic waste site. There is a bridge to the city that is always on fire, and a local politician who is a certified liar. We wear the silver star of the heavy metal hair, and breathe the heavy molecules of North Jersey air. If you think it is a landfill, then you're probably right, but the skyline looks gorgeous on a Tuesday night. On the shore is a circus where the seagulls are kings, and the boardwalk is humming with electric strings. We are the middle child stuck between the giants in gray, but we will cut you off in traffic every hour of the day. It is the land of the fist pump and the gasoline smell, and we love this crowded asphalt like a private hotel. On the shore is a circus where the seagulls are kings, and the boardwalk is humming with electric strings. We are the middle child stuck between the giants in gray, but we will cut you off in traffic every hour of the day. It is the land of the fist pump and the gasoline smell, and we love this crowded asphalt like a private hotel. The elephant is leaning over Garden Gate. The calendar is stuck on a much older date, with a tie as red as a dusty desert trail, and a stack of Bibles up for private sale.
He's counting coins while the river starts to rise, behind those very patriotic weary eyes.
They're building fences on the shifting sand, with a heavy gavel in a shaking hand. They got a manual from 1954, bolted to the inside of the pantry door.
Every new idea is a ghost in my hall.
So they spend their Sunday building up a wall. But the wind doesn't care about the party line.
It just
Blows right through the silver and the pine. The suit of armor
made of yesterday's news.
polishing the leather
On their Sunday shoes.
They're worried about the books on the library shelf.
Robert Leader's only thinking of his own sweet self.
They feel the future like a brewing storm.
While they wrap themselves in a uniform.
The podium is shaking with a hollow sound, while the roots are drying in the thirsty ground. They're selling tickets to a finish race.
With a serious look on a painted face.
They tell you that the ocean isn't getting deep,
While the rest of the world is waking up and sleep.
oh, the grand old party is a lonely sight. Looking for a candle in the middle of the night.
They're shouting at the clouds and the falling rain, trying to stop the coming of the evening train.
Yes, they're singing loud, but they're out of key. In the land of the brave and the home of the free. Oh, the grand old party, it's a lonely sight. Looking for a candle in the middle of the night.
They're shouting at the clouds and the falling rain,
Trying to stop the coming of the evening train. Yes, they're singing loud, but they're out of key. In the land of the brave and the home of the free.
Log files stacking up like mountains in the sky. Looking for a needle in a haystack passing by. Servers breathing heavy, running hot inside the rack. Metrics moving sideways, getting ready for the tag. Pull up the dashboard, see the infrastructure flow. Monitoring every heartbeat, everywhere the packets go. Cloud watch duty with the visibility refined, leaving every fragmented legacy system far behind. Nodes connecting nodes in a distributed web, watching all the traffic during every flowing ebb. Total observability within a single pane, stopping every bottleneck from driving us insane. From the container ship down to the metal floor, squeezing out the latency and asking for some more. Watch the graph flash, watch the signal stay clear, removing every shadow and the engineering fear. Unify the stack, keep the uptime on the line. Everything is healthy, everything is looking fine. The hound is on the scent, tracking every single trace, winning every battle in the hyperscale space. Through the integration tunnel to the other side, Datadog is running with the window open wide. Enemies detected by the patterns in the code, lighten up the pressure from the heavy metal load. Aggregation power in the palm of your hand, the smartest engineers in the digital land. Synthetic tests firing every minute of the day, keeping all the nasty little outages away. Correlate the events, map the journey of the bike, keeping all the nasty little outages away. Serverless functions popping off like a spark, illuminating tunnels where the shadows used to bark. Database queries getting faster by the milliseconds. Efficiency is calling just exactly like we read it. Security is layered in the middle of the stream, living out the high availability the dream. Kind clusters spinning round in a dance, wait on leave the performance of the engine of the chance. Stacking every resource from the edge to the core, setting up the alerts so it can't ignore the war. Customized insights for the business and the tech, double checking balance like a massive golden check. Scaling up the vision while we minimize the cost, nothing in the pipeline is ever getting lost. Watch the craft rise, watch the signal stay clear, removing every shadow and the engineering fear. Unify the stack, keep the uptime on the line. Everything is healthy, everything is looking fine. The hounds is on the scent, tracking every single trace, winning every battle in the hyperscale space. Through the integration tunnel to the other side, Datadog is running with the window open wide.
Just to see the cardboard stack. I'm out and growing tall and steady in the back. The algorithm knows my soul better than my kin. It suggests just a toaster and a vintage violin. I click the yellow button with a heavy thumb, waiting for the doorbell to make my senses numb. The tape is blue and black and stretched across the seams, a graveyard for my paycheck and my wildest dreams. A van is double parked beside the neighbor's gate. A tired man is running because he's running late. I bought a giant swimming pool for a tiny yard. I traded all my sanity for plastic cars. Oh, bring me something shiny in an oversized crate. I need a brand new shovel just to clear my plate. A drone is in the garden, but the cat is in a scare. I'm breathing in the bubbles of the package there. Everything is pennies until the total grows. And why I bought a pogo stick, nobody really knows. I walked into the kitchen just to find a snack, but found a broken blender that I have to carry back. The printed label won't adhere to the shiny film. I am a lonely ruler of a bubble wrap round. The review said it was perfect and it changed their life. Now I'm fighting with the box using a butter knife. Oh, bring me something shiny in an oversized crate. I need a brand new shovel just to clear my plate. The drone is in the garden, but the cat is in a scare. I'm breathing in the bubbles of the package there. Everything is paid until the total grows. And why I bought a pogo stick, nobody really knows. Ooh, 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 oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ha-da-da-da-da-da-da.
The mansion waits behind a heavy iron gate, where shadows crawl and iron hinges creak with weight. A cold laboratory hums beneath the floor, while polished boots are stepping through a rotten door.
The ink is drying on a frantic handwritten page. A beast is waking in a sterile metal cage. The blueprint of the nightmare drawn in vials of blue. The silent halls are holding something old and new.
The hunger grows inside the marrow of the bone. A silent king is sitting on a hollow throne. The virus writes a story in the fading light, while hungry eyes are watching in the dead of night. No pulse remains to tell us where the soul has gone. The sun is cold before the breaking of the dawn. A resident of evil in a house of stone. We reap the bitter seeds that greed has sown.
A broken mirror reflects a face without a name. The hunger and the fever are the only game. A shattered window lets the mountain fog roll in, to hide the evidence of a corporate sin.
The keys are hidden where the marble statues weep. The secrets of the cellar are for us to keep.
A velvet ribbon tangled in a pool of red. The levee walk among the restless city dead.
The hunger grows inside the marrow of the bone. A silent king is sitting on a hollow throne. The violence writes a story in the fading light, while hungry eyes are watching in the dead of night. No pulse remains to tell us that greed has sown. The clock is ticking on the wall of the grand hall. The final curtain rises for the common fall.
It starts with just a scratch upon a trembling hand, and ends with ashes scattered across the land.
The umbrella opens when the rain begins to pour, but there is no protection from this chemical war. Well, hunger grows inside the middle of the dome. A silent king is sitting on a hollow throne. The virus writes a story in the fading light, while hungry eyes are watching in the dead of night. No voice remains to tell us where the soul has gone. The sun is cold before the breaking of the dawn. The magic of evil in a house of stone. We reap the bitter seeds that greed has sown. Cause hunger grows inside the marrow of the dome. A silent king is sitting on a hollow throne. The virus writes a story in the fading light, while hungry eyes are watching in the dead of night. The box is blue, but the heat is turning red. Stuck a tiny silicon furnace inside my head. About the latest generation just to keep up the pace. Now I am watching my utility be launch into space. The fan is spinning like a hurricane in the hall. I am pretty sure the tower is about to climb the wall. Benchmarks looking pretty on a glossy white screen, while my kitchen counter melts into a glowing scene. 14 plus 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 once more. Transistors knocking on the basement floor. The clock speed jumps, then it starts to slide. There is nowhere for the thermal paste to hide. Oh, the golden age of the blue sticker pride, with a little bit of smoke and a bumpy ride. You can fry an egg while you compile the code. Watch the motherboard buckle under the heavy load. It is the power of the core, or so they say, until the blue screen of death leads the way. Socket changes like the seasons in the park, leaving old compatible dreams in the dark. Pins on the bottom or pins on the plate, either way the upgrade cycle is a heavy weight. I chase the boost, but the boost chased me right into the arms of a high degree. The voltage is jumping like a flea on wire. I did not realize I bought a localized fire. Another nanometer that we cannot find, leaving the cooling solutions far behind. The benchmarks are screaming at the ceiling fan. The sparks are screaming at the ceiling fan. I'm doing the best that a budget can. Oh, golden age of the blue sticker pride, with a little bit of smoke and a bumpy ride. You can cry an egg while you compile the code. Watch the motherboard buckle under the heavy load. It is an hour of the core, or so they say, until the blue screen of death leads the way.
Garden gate is swinging wide. The snake has gone to take a ride. Adam stands with a shiny glass pane, trying to swipe away the falling rain.
He is looking for a signal in the trees, falling down upon his bending knees, because the battery died at 10%, and he wonders where his paycheck went.
The clouds are full of pictures you forgot. The charger cable's tied into a knot. He's staring at a spinning wheel of white, waiting for the morning to turn into night. Oh, the golden fruit is bitten on the side. There is nowhere left for a poor man to hide. The silicon is humming a lonesome tune underneath the digital crescent moon. They sold you the box, that they kept the cord to pay for the glory of the motherboard. Yes, the apple is sweet until the screen turns black, and there ain't no way to get your money back. Oh, the golden fruit is bitten on the side. There is nowhere left for a poor man to hide. The silicon is humming a lonesome tune underneath the digital crescent moon. They sold you the box, but they kept the cord to pay for the glory of the motherboard. Yes, the apple is sweet until the screen turns black, and there ain't no way to get your money back. The genius behind the wooden bar says he cannot fix your broken star unless you buy the version thin and light and trade away your soul within the night. The camera lens can see your every thought, counting up the gadgets that you bought, while the map is leading you into the sea where the updates are supposedly free. The clouds are full of pictures you forgot. The charger table's tied into a knot. You're staring at a spinning wheel of white. Oh, golden fruit is bitten on the side. There is nowhere left for a poor man to hide. Silicon is humming a lonesome tune underneath the digital crescent moon. They sold you a box, but they kept the cord to pay for the glory of the motherboard. Yes, the apple is sweet until the screen turns black, and there ain't no ways to get your money back. Oh, the golden fruit is bitten on the side. There is nowhere left for a poor man to hide. Silicon is humming a lonesome tune underneath the digital crescent moon. They sold you a box, but they kept the cord to pay for the glory of the motherboard. Yes, the apple is sweet until the screen turns black, and there ain't no way to get your money back. I woke up to a signal bar that's playing hide and seek behind a brick of drywall and a mountaintop so bleak. The map was colored crimson like a target on the floor, but I'm standing in the kitchen staring blankly at the door. The monthly bill arrived today, a heavy paperweight. It cost more than my mortgage or a fancy dinner plate. I called up the department for the loyalty and care, but I've been on hold so long that I have lost my facial hair. The tower in the distance is a monument to pride, but somehow in this basement there is nowhere left to hide. I'm paying for the speed of light, but getting dollar crawl, while the corporate giant slapping at me through the drywall. $50 for an upgrade that I never even asked. A hidden fee for breathing while my daily usage passed. In the glory of a plan that says it's truly unconstrained, yet my wallet's feeling empty and my patience has been drained.
I climbed onto the chimney just to send a simple text. The neighbors started filming, wondering what I'm doing next. I waved my shiny handset like a flag of deep despair, trying to catch a wandering wave from out the chilly air.
The automated lady says my call is very prized.
My bank account is shrinking and it's drastically downsized.
I'm tethered to a contract that is 40 pages deep. I signed away my sanity while I was fast asleep. They sold me on a network that covers every coast, but when I'm in the suburbs, it's a flickering pale ghost. They've got 1,000 stores with glass and lights so bright, but nobody can tell me why my bar's vanish in the night. I'm searching for a hotspot like a nomad in the sand, with a 5G logo shining in the palm of my own hand.
It's a luxury connection with a standard bottom grade,
watching all my hard-earned money slowly start to fade. The tower in the distance is a monument to pride, but somehow in this basement there is nowhere left to hide. I'm paying for the speed of light, but getting dollar crawl, while the corporate giants laughing at me through the drywall. $50 for an upgrade that I never even asked. A hidden fee so breathing while my daily usage passed. In the glory of a plan that says it's truly unconstrained, yet my wallet's feeling empty and my patience has been drained. The tower in the distance is a monument
great that I never even asked. A hidden fee for breathing while my data usage gas. In the glory of a plan that says it's truly unconstrained. Yet my wallet's feeling emptied and my patience has been drained.
Rolling down the interstate beneath the Texas moon. The dashboard clock says midnight, but we're arriving soon. I see that fever smiling through the dark and humid air. 100 fueling stations and a holy sanctuary there. They can't wake it up and rub and sleep out of their eyes. They know the promised land is just beyond the exit rise. Leave the engine cooling by the curb. A massive kingdom waiting to disturb the quiet of the highway and the road. A temple for a weary heavy load. Oh, the beaver is a king in a tie-dye shirt, selling brisket by the pound and cleaning up the dirt. With 1,000 square feet of the beaver nuggets gold and the cleanest bathroom stalls that the world can ever hold. Yeah, he's grinning on the sign with the buck-tooth dryer. Put the pedal to the floor and step inside. Oh, I'm walking down an aisle that is 40 meters long, between the pickled quail eggs and a patriotic song. I bought a hunting knife and a bag of turkey strips, and the soda pop so big it's gonna freeze my very lips. The cashier has a smile like she's won the lottery, the brightest fluorescent light that a man can ever see. Forget the map and throw away the plan. I've got a brisket sandwich in my hand. The parking lot is stretching to the sea. A sanctuary built for you and me. Oh, the beaver is a king in a tie-dye shirt, selling brisket by the pound and cleaning up the dirt. With 1,000 square feet of the beaver nuggets gold and the cleanest bathroom stalls that the world can ever hold. Yeah, he's grinning on the sign with a buck-teeth pride. Put the pedal to the floor and tap inside. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, the beaver is a king in a tie-dye shirt, selling brisket by the pound and cleaning up the dirt. With 1,000 square feet of the beaver nuggets gold and the cleanest bathroom stalls that the world can ever hold. Yeah, he's grinning on the sign with a buck-teeth pride. Put the pedal to the floor and step inside.
Look at the screen with the bright red logo, flashing a headline about a volcano, or maybe a scandal in a marble hall. They scream the sky is about to fall. The anchor adjusts his expensive tie, while graphics dance across the aisle. Breaking news from a minute ago turned into a through-hour circus show. 24 hours of constant alarm, reporting on frost on a tiny farm, then switching to panels of experts in rows, arguing loudly as the tension grows. The scroll at the bottom is moving so fast, trying to make the suspense really last. They found a new crisis in a coffee cup, just to keep the weary viewers up. Oh, the signal is bouncing from the satellite dish, serving up drama like a salty dish. From the situation room to the edge of the map, they fill every second of the temporal gap. Wolf is waiting in a digital glare, with 1,000 questions for the empty air. It is a non-stop loop of the latest trend, telling us exactly what is inside all our heads. A reporter is standing in a heavy breeze, leaning against the swaying trees, saying the wind is quite a sight, while people walk by in the fading light. They zoom on a map with a glowing dot. The weather is cold, the weather is hot, but they frame it like a cosmic war, so nobody remembers what it was for. Oh, the signal is bouncing from the
salty dish. From the situation room to the edge of the map, they fill every second of the tempo gap. Hope is waiting in a digital glare, with 1,000 questions for the empty air. It is a non-stop loop of the latest track, telling us exactly what is inside our head. The signal is bouncing from the satellite dish, stirring up drama like a salty dish. From the situation room to the edge of the map, they fill every second of the tempo gap. Wolf is waiting in a digital glare, with 1,000 questions for the empty air. It is a non-stop loop of the latest thread, telling us exactly what is inside our head. I walk past the window with a hole in my shoe, searching for a bucket and a different point of view. The corner in the plastic frame is staring at the street, with a secret blend of promises and flour on his feet. The line moves like a river made of velvet and of cane, while the cashier counts the nickels in a symphony of rain. The fire starts to bubble like a prophecy of old, turning humble feathers into heavy coats of gold. A biscuit sits in silence like a stone upon the shore, while the gravy tells a story that we have not heard before. The napkin is a flag of truce held high above the tray, to wipe the greasy fingerprints of yesterday away. Oh, the 11 herbs are howling in the hollow of a bone, and the drumstick is a king sitting lonely on his throne. The cardboard box is rattling with a crispy kind of sound, while the spirit of the batter spreads its magic all around. Yes, the red and white is waving through the static and the haze, in the greasy neon flicker of these finger-licking days. I saw a man in denim with a spangled paper crown, chasing down a wing before the sun could settle down. He said the thigh is mighty, but the breast is rather proud. Then he sang a salty chorus to the shadows and a cloud. The soda machine is wheezing like a heavy iron lung, holding back the sugar that has bitten every tongue. The plastic fork is bending like a willow in the breeze, struggling with the weight of some artificial cheese. But the skin is bare, the truth resides beneath the golden tan, a crunchy little map of the destiny of man. The shadows on the floor are shaped like chickens in the sky, and the ghost of Billy Sunday says he's hungry and he's dry. Oh, the 11 herbs are howling in the sorrow of the bone, and the drumstick is a king sitting lonely on his throne. The cardboard box is rattling with a crispy kind of sound, while the spirit of the battle spreads its magic all around. Yes, the red and white is waving through the static and the hay, in the greasy neon flicker of these finger-licking days.
The plumber is jumping through a brick ceiling to save a princess who has no sense of direction, while a green dinosaur is eating everything in sight, just to turn a turtle shell into a project weapon. The hardware is shaped like a plastic toaster, but the controller is rattling like a jar of bees. Link is busy breaking every clay pot in the kingdom, instead of stopping the ancient eagle at the front gate. He spends 5 hours fishing for a happy face, while the hero's destiny is supposed to wait. The doctor is throwing pills at a virus, matching the colors like a frantic grocery click. My wall is weeping while the red hat is spinning, collecting gold coins that pay for nothing at all. The screen is glowing and the joypad is drifting, walking guy never gets an invite to win. We are blowing on plastic to make the magic start, wiping the dust away from a digital heart. The pocket monsters are living in a tiny sphere, because personal space is a myth for a mouse. I am paying off a massive loan to a raccoon who owns every single brick inside my house. The racing carts are slipping on a fruit peel, while a blue shell ruins every friendship I own. An elf is naked in a shrine on a mountain because the sword broke after they swings. The pink puffball is a god of your hunger, consuming the universe and all living things. Princesses in another castle entirely, probably hiding from the plumbing bill. My wallet's weeping while the red hat is spinning, collecting gold coins that pay for nothing at all. The screen is glowing when the joy pal is drifting, walking onto the lava and staring at the wall. It is a kingdom of mushrooms and that plumbing, where a gorilla throws barrels just to say hello.
Blue ties gathered in a velvet hall, talk about building a taller wall. Paperwork and federal schemes, chasing those electric utopian dreams.
They promised a train that flies on air, but the track stopped short in Delaware. Now they are taxing the sunshine and the rain to fund a study on emotional pain.
The donkeys peeping at a ghost in a room, predicting a very progressive kind of doom. They want to ban the stove and the kitchen sink
To stop the polar ice from having a drink.
Subsidies flying like birds to the sun.
Invested in projects that never get done,
But the galley is fancy and the wine is organic, while the
cones all the trigger a systematic panic. Oh, the heart is bleeding, but the wallet is dry. They're selling us wings, but forgetting to fly. Polishing mirrors to see a new face, while they trip on their laces in the middle of the race. The committee is meeting to vote on a whim, to see if the ocean is allowed to swim. It is a comedy written in legislative ink, where nobody knows what the other folks think. Oh, the heart is bleeding, but the wallet is dry. They're selling us wings, but forgetting to fly. Polishing mirrors to see a new face, while they trip on their laces in the middle of the race. The committee is meeting to vote on a whim, to see if the ocean is allowed to swim. It is a comedy written in legislative ink, where nobody knows what the other folks think.
They redefine the middle of the dusty road to carry a heavy bureaucratic load. 10,000 pages for a simple hello,
Painted in a shade of soft indigo.
they defeat the ethics of a plastic straw.
While the budget has a massive gaping flaw.
But the press release says the grass is greener.
Even if the city couldn't be any leaner,
The podium stands on a shaky foundation of constant and endless moral obligation. They're saving the planet one flight at a time, and a private jet soaring through the crime. Equality is the slogan of the day, as long as you do it the mandated way.
counting the beans until the beans disappear into the fog of another election year.
All the heart bleed, but the water dry. They are selling us wings, but then goodbye. Polishing mirrors to see a new days, while they trip on their laces in the middle of the maze. The committee is meeting to vote on a whim, to see if the ocean is allowed to swim. It is a comedy written in legislative ink, where nobody knows what the other folks think. Oh, the heart is thin, but the water is dry. They're selling us wings, but forgetting to fly. Polishing mirrors to see a new face, while they trip on their aces in the middle of the race. The committee is meeting to vote on a whim, to see if the ocean is allowed to swim. It is a comedy written in legislative ink, but nobody knows what the other folks think. The dashboard is cluttered with paper and salt, and driving away was entirely my fault. The screen at the window was crackling and While I stood my ground in the drive-through crowd. I handed my copper for something in lime. A frantic pursuit of a flavor and time. The beans are a paste from a forgotten dream. Under a mountain of heavy sour cream. Oh, the bell rings out in the middle of the night for the hungry and the weary who need a cheap bite. It is messy and reckless and wrapped in some foil. The cheese is a river of yellow and oil. 5 layers of madness for $2 flat. Nobody is asking what is inside of that. No, there is no glory in the soft flour shell. Just the late night redemption of the Taco Bell. The mild sauce packets are piled in the tray. Little orange warnings of a heavy price to pay. The fire is a flicker that burns on the tongue. Like a folks on the choir has already sung. So it is watery and bubbling blue. A chemical potion to carry us through. My stomach is grumbling, a protest or plea. At the Orange Crunch Wrap Supreme that was gifted to me. The latest is wilted and translucent green. The strangest tortilla the world has ever seen. But when the clock strikes a quarter to 3, this plastic oasis is the only place to be. So wipe off the grease
From your chin,
and your sleeve.
there are mysteries.
There are mysteries here that you better believe. Oh, the bell rings out in the middle of the night for the hungry and the weary who need a cheap bite. Getting messy and reckless and wrapped in some for the cheap in the river of yellow and oil. 5 layers of madness, but truth that was like nobody is asking what is inside of that. No, there is no glory in the soft flour shell. Just the late night redemption of the Taco Bell. Oh, the bell rings out in the middle of the night for the hungry and the weary who need a cheap bite. It is messy and reckless and wrapped in some foil. The cheap is a river of yellow and oil. 5 layers of madness for $2 flat. Nobody is asking what is inside of that. No, there is no glory in the soft flour shell. Just the late night redemption of the Taco Bell. The golden towers cast a shadow on the street, with a fountain flowing high above the concrete. A man sits in a velvet chair, counting up the score, while the people outside wonder what the game is for. He says the wall is coming and the sky is falling down. Then he checks his hair and puts on a heavy crown. The television hums a tune of yesterday, while he signs his name and sends the truth away. Oh, the circus is in town and the elephants are wild. The ringmaster is acting like a spoiled only child. He speaks in giant letters and he paints the city red, while the world is spinning circles just to hear what he said. Yes, the joke is on the buyer when the bargain is too deep, and the promises are promises that no one wants to keep. The cameras are blinking like 1,000 hungry eyes, feeding on the anger and the technicolor lies. But the wind begins to whistle through the cracks in the gate, and the statue starts to tremble under all that heavy weight.
He bought the silver mountain just to sell it back as lead.
With 1,000 different stories
Dancing in his head, he calls the storm a sunny day and smiles for the crowd.
while the thunder overhead is
Getting mighty loud.
his tie is hanging longer than the list of things he knows, and he's stepping on the garden just to see if it grows. The ink is barely dry upon the morning paper sheet before he's back out on the corner walking on his feet. Oh, the circus is in town and the elephants are wild. The ringmaster is acting like a spoiled only child. He speaks in giant letters and he paints the city red, while the world is spinning circles just to hear what he said. Yes, the joke is on the buyer and the bargain is too deep, and the promises are promises that no one wants to keep. I sold my old sedan to buy a single green board, a little rectangle that keeps the pixel score. The cooling fans are spinning like a hurricane gale. I hope the power grid is sturdy and won't fail. The leather jacket man stands up on the stage. He said the future is a brand new shiny page. I checked my bank account and saw a hollow hole. I traded all my savings for some matrix control. The frame rates are climbing up to heaven above. It is the only plastic rectangle I love. But now the bedroom temperature is 94. I cannot fit my mattress on the dusty floor. My cat is hiding from the glowing neon light. The electricity bill gave my wife a fright. The neighbors think I'm running a rocket ship. I just want to see the water droplets drip. Oh, Jensen took my money and he took my soul. Every digital channel is under my control. The tattoo chords are humming a heavy metal tune. I will be paying off this debt until next June. Yes, the graphics are smooth and the lighting is fair. Even if I have no oxygen left in the air, it is a heavy metal brick with a heavy metal price. I should have taken some financial advice. Oh, Jensen took my money and he took my soul. Every digital channel is under my control. The tensor chords are humming a heavy metal tune. I will be paying off this debt until next June. Yes, the graphics are smooth and the lighting is fair. Even if I have no oxygen left in the air, it is a heavy metal brick with a heavy metal price. I should have taken some financial advice. The artificial intelligence is writing this song. Says that buying more silicone is never wrong. I asked the bot if I should buy some bread and milk. It told me that the rendering is smooth as silk. So I'm eating ramen in the dark alone, while the GPU emits a low and steady moan. My brain buffer is massive and my lag is gone. I will stay awake until the break of dawn. The stock market ticker is a mountain climb. I wish I bought the shares back in the old time. Instead I bought the hardware just to play a game, and now my credit rating is a crying shame. But look at the reflections on the virtual lake. It looks much better than a real piece of steak. If the world ends tonight in a cloud of gray, at least my desktop looks okay in every way. Oh, Jensen took my money and it took my soul. But every digital shadow is under my control. The tensor chords are on there, heavy metal too. I will be paying off this debt until next June. Yes, the graphics are speed and the lighting is fair. Even if I have no oxygen left in me here, it is a heavy metal brick with a heavy metal price. I should have taken some financial advice. Oh, Jensen took my money and he took my skull. Every digital shadow is under my control. The tensor chords are humming a heavy metal tune. I will be paying off this debt until next June. Yes, the graphics are smooth and the lighting is fair. Even if I have no oxygen left in the air, and it's a heavy metal brick with a heavy metal price. I should have taken some financial advice.
The silver foil reflects the midday sun, standing in a line that has just begun. The smell of cilantro and lime in the air. I'm scanning the bins with a hungry stare. The heavy glass separates me from the steam. The man with the ladle is part of my dream. He holds the power of the black beam heat, a culinary promise he's bound to keep. I watch the ritual of the tortilla press, a flat circle caught in a warm caress. The steam rises up in a cloud of white, a canvas for the salsa and the bite. The lady in the apron moves with grace, shoveling carnitas into their place. A mountain of ground and a scoop of rice. I am checking my pockets to pay the price. Oh, the weight of the burrito in my hand, the heaviest treasure in all the land. I asked for the green, but she gave me the red. Now there is a fire inside of my head, $1 extra for the mashed green fruit. I am surrendering my gold and my loot, wrapped in a blanket of metallic skin, waiting for the feast to finally begin. I found a small table near the beverage tap. I spread out the napkins across my lap. The first bite is heavy with salt and corn. I'm feeling like a traveler newly born. A drip of the juice falls down on my sleeve, a souvenir I was not meant to to receive. The jalapeno is singing a lonely song. I knew this hunger was staying too long. The sour cream leaks through a tiny tear. The end of the journey is drawing near. The soda machine makes a coughing sound as the last of the chips are finally found. Oh, the weight of the burrito in my hand, the heaviest treasure in all the land. I asked for the green, but she gave me the red. Now there's a fire inside of my head. $1 extra for the nice green food. I am surrendering my gold and my loot, wrapped in a blanket of metallic skin, waiting for the feast to finally begin. Oh, the weight of the burrito in my hand, the heaviest treasure in all the land. I asked for the green, but she gave me the red. Now there's a fire inside my head. $1 extra for the mashed green food. I am surrendering my gold and my loot, wrapped in a blanket of metallic skin, waiting for the feast to finally begin.
The satellite image shows a patch of dead space between the LLC and the deep blue trace. While the neighbors are glowing like a circuit board, the north is a shadow that the light ignored. The general is riding on a pale white horse up the sacred mountain on a frozen course. He's looking at the map with a heavy stare, wondering if the baker's got a loaf to spare. The radio is humming with a single tone, a symphony of praise for the copper throne. The hairdos are measured by the ruler's hand in the quietest corner of the hermit land. Oh, it's a kingdom built on a mystery wire, where the morning calm is a house on fire. We're marching in step to a drum that's cracked, and nobody knows if the world is intact. The rockets are leaning on a rusty frame, and the clouds are the only thing they can reclaim. The traffic lady stands in the empty street, waving at the ghost that you'll never meet. There isn't a car for a country mile, but she's keeping her stance and a plastic smile. In the Grand Hotel with a hollow floor, there's a tea set waiting by the velvet door. The menus are printed in a golden ink, but there isn't a jar for a man to drink. The posters are painted in a crimson hue, telling every person what they ought to do. The clapping starts when the curtain swings for the man who owns all the hollow things. Oh, it's a kingdom built on a mystery wire, where the morning calm is a house on fire. We're marching in step to a drum that's cracked, and nobody knows if the world is intact. The rockets are leaning on a rusty frame, and the clouds are the only thing they can reclaim. The border is a line where the ground grows tall, and the silence is louder than a canyon wall. A basketball star takes a courtside seat, while the rest of the town's got nothing to eat. But the fireworks go up in the purple haze, lost in the thick of the ancient ways. Oh, it's a kingdom built on a mystery wire, where the morning calm is a house on fire. We're marching in step to a drum that's cracked, and nobody knows if the world is intact. The rockets are leaning on a rusty frame, and the clouds are the only thing they can reclaim. It's a kingdom built on a mystery wire, where the morning calm is a house on fire. We're marching in step to a drum that's cracked, and nobody knows if the world is intact. The rockets are leaning on a rusty frame, and the clouds are the only thing they can't reclaim. Oh, the bronze statues stare at the concrete square, waiting for a breeze that was never there. The story is written in a heavy hand, the Babylonian king of a silent land. The rockets are leaning on a rusty flame, and the clouds are the only thing that can reclaim.
The fluorescent hum ripples through the band parking lot, where the cardboard majesty is all the love I have got. I see the plastic monarch with his painted on grin, offering a sanctuary for my original sin. The drive-through speaker crackles like a broken radio, asking for my order while the greasy winds blow. I am just a pilgrim in a land of paper crowns, sick in a heavy throne in these hollowed out towns. There is a patty on the grill screaming out for a soul in a sesame young and tall, reaping for the state of my pride. While the pickles are hiding what I'm feeling inside. You can have it your way, so the legend once told. But the mayo is lukewarm and the spirit is cold. I asked for a kingdom, but I got a cardboard box and a side of salt to survive the hard knocks. So the king is the silent statue in the glass. Watch him all the weary travelers as they pass. He does not judge the crease upon your sleeve. He only asks that for a moment you believe in the flame broiled promise of a dollar meal. The only tangible thing that feels somewhat real in the shadow of the golden arches down the street. The king stands lonely on his tired feet. The shake machine is moaning on mechanical blues. I am staring at the patterns on my worn out shoes. The ketchup dispenser is a fountain of regret, providing a flavor that I cannot forget. I see a man in the corner with the royal gold ring, eating a Whopper like it is a sacred thing. We all just subjects in a fast food domain, trying to find some sunshine in the drizzling rain. The charcoal smoke rises up to the gray sky, mapping out the reasons why we even try. The soda fountain bubbles with a carbonated hiss. There is no other sanctuary quite like that. So the key is the silence that you in the glass, watching all weary travelers as they pass. He does not judge the grease upon your sleeve. He only asks that for a moment you believe in the flame royal promise of a dollar meal. The only tangible thing that feels somewhat real in the shadow of the golden arches down the street. The king stands lonely on his tired feet. Oh, the king is the silence that you in the glass, watch him all the weary travelers as they pass. He does not judge the breeze upon your sleeve. He only asks that for a moment you believe in that flame royal promise of a dollar meal. The only tangible thing that feels somewhat real in the shadow of the golden arches down the street. The king stands lonely on his tired feet.
The calendar skips the 4th of May. The sun waits for him to start the day. He doesn't wear a watch to keep the beat. Time just slows down at the corner of a street. He threw a grenade just to see the flash. 50 men fell in the heap of the ash. Then the pin blew up and the sky turned red. The shrapnel apologized for what it said. He went to the desert to find a well. He squeezed a handful of sand until the water fell. He brushed his teeth with a wire brush and silenced the thunder with a finger hush. The rattlesnake bit him on the dusty track. 5 days of agony before the snake turned black. He never sleeps, he just waits in the dark. Behind his beard is another fish leaving a mark. He counted to infinity, not once but twice. He turned the North Pole into a block of ice. The boogeyman checks under his bed at night. Pray in the shadow stays out of his sight. Gravity exists because he lets the earth stay. He decided to make the mountains that way. Nothing moves unless he gives the nod. The man who outpaced the shadow of God. He went to court and sued the law and won the case with a kick to the jaw. The judge gave him a standing ovation while he redefined the laws of the nation. He can slam a revolver clean up its mess. He can hear the sign language in the breeze. He brought a giant hurricane down to its knees. He once wrestled a ghost and won the fight, and sold the darkness back to light. He can strangle you with a cordless phone and build a skyscraper out of a single stone. The heavy rain is just the clouds in fear, dripping away whenever he draws near. He counted to infinity, not one but twice. He turned the North Pole into a block of ice. The boogeyman checks under his bed at night, praying the shadow stays out of his sight. Gravity exists because he lets the earth stay. He decided to make the mountains that way. Nothing moves unless it gives deny. The man who outpaced the shadow of God. He counted to infinity, not once but twice. He turned the North Pole into a block of ice. The boogeyman checks under his bed at night, praying the shadow stays out of his sight. Gravity exists because he lets the earth stay. He decided to make the mountains that way. Nothing moves unless he gives the nod. The man who outpaced the shadow of God. Woo! Grandma got the heavy wooden spoon in her hand while he's waking up the children across the land. Those low rider hydraulics jumping off the concrete with a face that looks like a map of a city street. Checking every corner of the San Fernando Valley, searching for some menudo in a hidden alley. She is wearing a suit with the oversized collar, making every single fan drop their bottom dollar. The eyebrows are thick like a pair of fuzzy caterpillars, telling all the secrets of the neighborhood killers. He screams until his throat gets a little bit dry, talking about the times when his auntie would lie. Don't you dare touch the thermostat in the hall, or he will put your picture on the hallway wall. The wind starts blowing and the curtains start shaking. You know there is a giant pot of coffee waiting. Low and slow with the silver chrome shining, always looking for a reason for the silver lining. Walk by, it is the sound of the comic in flight, keeping every porch light burning through the night. He is the king of the backyard barbecue grill, giving all the cousins a magnificent thrill. George is on the screen with a mischievous grin, letting all the laughter from the patio in. The golf club is swinging at a tiny white ball, but he is worried about the height of the garden wall. From the sitcom stage to the late night chair, there is a distinct scent of pomade in the air. He remembers the days of the dusty brown shoes and the rhythm of the old school Mexican blues, turning every struggle into a punchline grace, with the history of the culture written on his face. The kidney came from a very generous place. Now he is running at a much more steady pace, still shouting at the kids to get off the grass while he is looking for polished looking glass. The neighborhood watches when the black car rolls by and the sun starts dipping in the orange sky. He is the voice of the uncles and brothers too, telling you exactly what you are to do. The trumpet is blowing a funky little tune underneath the light of a giant yellow moon. The tires are spinning and the sparks start to fly as the laughter reaches up to the California sky. Low and slow with the silver chrome shining, always looking for a reason for the silver lining. Walk by, it is the sound of the comet in flight, keeping there the porch light burning to the night. He is the king of the backyard barbecue grill, giving all our cousin a magnificent thrill. George is on the screen
mischievous grin, letting all the laughter from the patio in.
Stumbled out from a Grady box on a Saturday night with a cowbell swinging and a fever burning bright. A polyester suit stretched thin across his chest, yelling at the newsman who was dressed in his best. He ran through the quad and he took it to the street with a pair of tiny glasses and a giant plastic beat. Just a man-child lost in a shopping mall glow, ready to explode like a volcano. Doesn't need a map or a sensible plan. He's the velvet thunder in a minivan, with a bowl cut shaking and a wild-eyed stare. There's a strange kind of magic in his chest hair. Oh, well, you're the king of the glorious mess, the champion of the loud and the underdressed. From the snowy North Pole to the racing track, once you go strange, there is no coming back. You're the glass of milk in a house of fire, the highest note in the laughing choir. Oh, 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 oh. He's a figure skater with a grudge on the ice. He's a step-brother giving out terrible advice. He stayed in the locker room till the game was won, with a basketball jersey and a spirit like a sun. He's trapped in a glass cage of dark despair while he brushes out the tangles of his golden hair. If you see him in the park, keep your distance, kid. He's doing exactly what his mother forbid. He doesn't need a map or a sensible plan. He's there, never velvet thunder in a minivan, with a bowl cut shaking and a wild-eyed stare. There's a strange kind of magic in his chest hair. Oh, well, you're the king of the glorious mess, the champion of the loud and the underdressed. From the snowy North Pole field racing track, once you go strange, there ain't no coming back. You're the glass of milk in a house of fire, the highest note in the laughing choir. Shake and bake until morning light. Don't you let the rational world ignite. Keep the mustache thick and the temper short, with a loyal subject in your silly court. If the shark comes biting, just scream his name. Nothing in the valley will ever feel the same. Oh, well, you're the king of the glorious mess, the champion of the loud and the underdressed. From the snowy North Pole to the racing track, once you go strange, there is no coming back. You're the glass of love in a house of fire, the highest note in the laughing choir. Oh, well, you're the king of the glorious mess, the champion of the loud and the underdressed. From the snowy North Pole to the racing track, once you go strange, there is no coming back. I'm the glass of milk in a house of fire, the highest note in the laughing choir. Down at the local diner where the neon light is faint, a man walks in with grease paint and a ponytail restraint. He's moving like a shadow through a thicket of the night, looking for a kitchen where he's bound to win a fight. The bad guys standing steady with their razors and their scowls. He hits him with a skillet and a muffled set of growls. They fall like paper tigers in a cinematic blur, while he whispers to the waitress like a velvet-coated purr. He's been a lawman in the Delta and a chef upon the sea. He's mastered every strike and every secret decree. His shirt is made of dragon silk, his boots are polished jet. He hasn't found a villain that he hasn't broken yet. The script says he is mortal, but the camera tells a lie. He can dodge 100 bullets without blinking an eye. He's sitting in a chair, but he is kicking all the shins. It doesn't really matter how the tangled story spins. Oh, Steven, keep on squinting through the hazy golden dust, with a wrist lock and a tumble and a brand you can trust. You're the master of the dojo and the king of direct sale, building up a legend on a very crooked trail. From the streets of old Chicago to the islands of the East, you're the man who came to dinner and then wrestled with the beast. The Aikido is heavy and the justice is a chore when you're breaking every finger on the marble of the floor. You move just like a mountain that is trying to be still, while the stuntmen take a tumble for the glory and the thrill.
A shrug of heavy shoulders
And a glance of weary gloom as you clear out every ruffian in a crowded dining room. He's got a blues guitar and a closet full of vests. He is passing every trial and he's winning all the tests. The way he walks is rhythmic like a tiger in a trance. He doesn't need a partner for this violent kind of dance. He's got a badge of silver and a heart of ancient jade, and he never keeps his weapons in a bucket or a blade. 'Cause the flick of those big hands and the world begins to tilt, building up a temple on a foundation of guilt. The critics say he's aging and the face is getting slow, but he's got a dozen sequels in a dusty, lonesome road. He's filming in a country where the winters are quite cold, turning all the copper into cinematic gold. He sits upon a throne made of denim and of pride, with 1,000 broken henchmen on a long and bumpy ride. He's the sultan of the slap and the emperor of the bone, watching all his rivals from a quiet, private zone. Oh, Steven, keep on squinting through the hazy golden dust, with a wrist lock and a tumble now brand you can trust. You're a master of the dojo and the king of direct sale, building up a legend on a very crooked trail. Walking down the sidewalk with a yoga mat tucked tight, checking all the weather out to see the morning light. Organic kale is calling from the grocery store aisle, buying artisanal honey with a standard cautious smile.
Looking for a parking spot for the oversized sedan, adjusting the visor just as fast as I can.
The lawn is trimmed to the exact quarter inch. The budget is tight, but I never feel the pinch. There is a spreadsheet for the weekend plans and a brand new pair of khaki color pants. Oh, the mountain bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rose, in a flannel shirt and some sensible shoes for the toes. Generic patterns on the plates and the wall, answering the duty when the whole egg calls.
Checking every review before I buy a toaster oven. 12 different pillows for a bit of living room loving.
Talking about the podcast that I heard on the drive, feeling so lucky just to be middle class and alive.
SPF 50 because the sun is a threat. Haven't found a spicy pepper that I haven't regretted yet.
The beige curtains match the beige carpet floor. I'm checking if I lock the heavy deadbolt door. There's a schedule for the golden retriever.
I am a firm, sparkly water believer.
Our bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rose, in a flannel shirt and some sensible shoe for her toes. Generic patterns on the plates and the wall,
sensible shoes for the toes. Generate patterns on the plates and the walls.
Answering the duty when the whole way calls.
Oh, the mountain bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rolled. In a flannel shirt and some sensible shoes for the toes. Generate patterns on the plates and the walls.
Answering the duty when the whole way calls. Walking down the sidewalk with a yoga mat tucked tight. Checking on the weather up to see the morning light. Organic Ellis calling from the grocery store. I'll buy him artisanal honey with a standard cautious smile. Looking for a parking spot for the oversized sedan. Just in the visor, just as fast as I can. The lawn is trimmed to the exact quarter inch. The budget is tight, but I never feel a pinch.
There is a spreadsheet full of weekend plans.
And a brand new pair of khaki colored pants. Oh, the mountain bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rose. In a flannel shirt and some sensible shoes for the toes. Generate patterns on the plates and the walls. Answering the doodle when the whole way calls.
Checking every review before I buy a toaster oven. 12 different pills for a bit of living room loving.
Talking about the podcast that I heard on the drive. Feeling so lucky just to be middle class and alive.
SPF 50 because the sun is a threat. Haven't found a spicy pepper that I haven't regretted yet.
The beige curtains match the beige carpet floor. I'm checking if I lock the heavy deadbolt door.
There is a schedule for the golden retriever.
I am a firm sparkling water believer. Oh, the non-tour bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rose. In a flannel shirt and some sensible shoes to the toes. Generic patterns on the plates and the walls. Answering the duty when the whole way calls.
We discussed the property taxes over decaf beats. Trying to figure out what the latest slang means. Staring at the map of a place we'll never go.
Waiting for the winter falling like dusting of snow. Clapping on the upbeat when the folk band plays. Lost in the suburban mid-afternoon haze. Oh, the mountain bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rose. In a flannel shirt and some sensible shoes for the toes. Generic patterns on the plates and the walls. Answering the duty when the whole way calls. Oh, the mountain bike is mounted on the roof of the car. We are heading to the brewery, but we won't go far. Taking pictures of the sourdough that finally rose. In a flannel shirt and some sensible shoes for the toes. Generic patterns on the plates and the walls. Answering the duty when the whole way calls. Grandma wakes at 5 before the sun can even blink. Dragging heavy shopping bags through the metal kitchen sink. She knows a secret shortcut through the park across the street,
Where 40 different artists move their synchronized feet. They blast a tinny speaker while they fan the morning air. With gravity-defying perms and a silver-tinted hair. The cabbage price is falling and the scallions look okay. She's calculated every cent to start her busy day.
The luggage at the airport is a sight you won't believe. Cardboard boxes taped so tight they never want to leave.
Inside there's dried up mushrooms and a giant bag of
kettle's bought at such a lovely price. My cousin got an A- and your house is full of gloom. The ghost of ancient scholars is haunting every room. He's studying the violin and calculus at 10 until he masters physics, then he starts it all again.
Oh, we're boiling every crop of water just to stay alive, and we're keeping all the plastic on seats until we're 85.
The gingers in the pantry and the slippers by the door. We've got a drawer of soy sauce packets from the grocery store. It's a frantic kind of logic and a very specific way to save a little fortune for a rainy kind of day.
Don't you dare put ice inside that glass of lemon tea. The temperature will ruin your internal harmony.
Keep the oven turned off, it's a press to start the pans. We've got 1,000 Tupperware and very complex plans
To find a hidden discount or a coupon in the mail. Efficiency is holy and we simply cannot fail.
The restaurant is noisy like a battlefield of gray, fighting for the dinner bill right in the waiter's face. I'll punch you in the shoulder just to pay for your dessert. If you try to grab the check, someone's surely getting hurt. My uncle knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a king. He can fix your broken laptop or a rusty diamond ring. The napkin's just a tissue and the tea is for the bowl. But hospitality is etched inside the very soul. Their red envelopes are waiting in the pocket of a vest. Grandfather's playing mahjong, put the tiles to a test. The steam is rising slowly from the bamboo on the stove, chasing down a bargain in a crowded treasure cove. Oh, we're boiling every drop of water just to stay alive, and we're keeping all the plastic on the seats until we're 85. The gingers in the pantry and the slippers by the door. We've got a drawer of soy sauce packets from the grocery store. It's a frantic kind of logic and a very specific way to save a little fortune for a rainy kind of day.
The box sits heavy beneath the silver screen, a glossy tune for the pixels and the dream. You bought the black tower with the glowing blue eye, but the firmware update just wants to say goodbye. 400 gigabytes of nothing at all, except a digital ghost staring from the wall. I clicked the trigger and I felt the haptic shake, but the cooling fan sounds like a storm by the lake. I remember the disc that spun in the tray, when the Walkman was yellow and the world was okay. Now the store is a maze of 1,000 locked doors, and the proprietary cable is scattered on the floor. They sold me a lens for a King's Gold crown, then they changed the mount and let the shutter down. It captures the light in a frame so divine, but the battery died at the end of the line. The controller is drifted to the left of the sun while the legal department is having its fun. Subscription is rising like a fever in June. I'm whistling a proprietary tune. Oh, the giant from Tokyo is taking my coins, joining the circus where the hardware joins. A masterpiece of glass and a plastic shell in a high-definition digital cell. They give you the world in a 4K glow, then tell you there's nowhere left to go. Sony is a lover with a cold steel hand, the finest frustration in all of the land. In a high-definition digital cell. I tried to connect the phone to the car, but the signal was faint as a dying star. The noise-canceling headphones are tight in my ears, muting the sound of my financial fear. They made a movie about a man in a suit with spiderweb stuck to a corporate boot. Rebooting the origin for the 7th time, because selling a sequel is the only crime. The memory stick is a relic of old, wrapped in a promise that was never quite told. The update is frozen at 99. I'm waiting for a signal on fashion digital self. Oh, the giant from Tokyo is taking my coins. Join in the circus where the hardware joins. A masterpiece of glass and a plastic shell in a high definition digital cell. They give you the world in a 4K glow and tell you there's nowhere left to go. Sony's a lover with a cold steel hand, the finest frustration in all of the land.
The deli counter man is slicing brisket thin. He knows the holy secrets underneath the skin. From the hills of Brooklyn to the desert sand. The busiest people in the promised land.
A little bit of salt and a lot of pride, with a sense of humor kept tucked inside.
Grandma has a remedy for every single cold.
A bowl of liquid gold that never will get old.
She asks you why you haven't found a wife,
while teaching you the complex lessons of this life.
the table is heavy with the heavy bread.
And enough opinions to fill a weary head. Oh, it is a long road from the Red Sea shore, trying to stay humble while we keep the score.
Laughing at the madness in the middle of the night.
Looking for the candles and the silver light.
A story telling questions and a shrug at the frame.
Changing every season but remaining the same.
Oh, it is a long road
From the Red Sea shore,
trying to stay humble while we
keep the score. Laughing at the madness in the middle of the night. Looking for the candles and the silver light.
a story told in questions and a shrug at the frame.
Changing every season but remaining the same.
Ooh.
6 days of labor and a day to sit still, watching the shadows climb across the hill. Arguments of logic and the laws of the day, arriving at the party 40 minutes late.
The joys and the struggle and the melody is sweet.
Walking down the pavement on these ancient feet.
The tailor takes a measurement and shakes his weary head.
Worrying about the things that happen happy
He
instead.
says the world's spinning like a wooden top,
And wonders when the frenzy motion is gonna stop.
but he cracks a little smile as he cuts the thread.
Thinking of the honey and the butter on the bread.
So raise up a glass to the cousins and the kin,
To stubborn survival and the thickest skin.
to the books on the shelf and the oil in the lamp.
To summer mornings and the grass so damp.
If you can't find a reason, then you find a joke.
And watch the way the chimney sends out the smoke. Oh, it is a long road to Red Sea shore, trying to stay humble while we keep the score.
Laughing at the madness in the middle of the night.
Looking for the candles and the silver light.
A story told in questions and a shrug of the frame.
Changing every season but remaining the same.
Oh, it is a long road
On the Red Sea shore,
trying to stay humble while we keep the score.
laughing at the madness in the middle of the night. Looking for the candles and the silver light.
A story told in questions and a shrug of the frame.
Changing every season but remaining the same. Oh, it is a long road from the Red Sea shore.
You bet.
Trying to stay humble while we keep that score.
Keep pace. Laughing at the madness in the middle of the night.
Looking for the candle and the silver light.
A story told in questions and a shrug of the frame.
Changing every season but remaining the same. Changing every season but remaining the same. Changing every season but remaining the same.
Old man Sanchez bought a shiny new truck, put the radiator side like it ran out of luck. He fixed the rusty engine with a silver hair tie and a prayer to the eagle in the dusty blue sky. The chickens in the back started making a scene while they hummed a little tune about a jumping bean. Down at the plaza where the shadows grow tall, the cousin of the mayor is leaning on the wall. He claims he found a fountain full of boring soda pop and a map to a hidden spicy candy shop. The burros are nodding to the sound of the bell, while the ants are all trading secrets to sell. Oh, the hot sun is dancing on a copper plate. Nobody is hurrying or worrying about the day. We find 1,000 reasons for a party in the street, with a mountain of lime and a bucket of meat, laughing at the wind until the moon turns gold, in a story that the ancestors already told. The peppers are red and the spices are bold. The history is written in a blanket to hold. From the desert sand to the salty blue coast, the one who laughs loudest is the favorite host. Maria's a chemist with a magical spoon. She can stir up a storm in the middle of noon. Her salsa has a kick like a mule on a spree. It can wake up a ghost or a sleeping palm tree. The neighbors are lighting up with a bowl and a brim, waiting for the fiery fiesta to begin. The guitar has a crack, but it knows every chord better than the treasures that the rich men hoard. We paint every door in a shade of bright light, to keep out the gloom and to tackle the time. A goat wore a hat and they thought it was king, while the rest of the village started to sing. Oh, the hot sun is dancing on a copper plate. Nobody is hurrying or worrying about the thing. We find 1,000 reasons for a party in the street, with a mountain of lime and a bucket of meat, laughing at the wind until the moon turns gold, in a story that the ancestors already told.
Waking up at 7 with the ringing in my head. Grab a bit of coffee and I jump out of my bed. The subway is a furnace, but I make it to the door, ready for the chaos on the 14th floor.
Checking every calendar and fixing every slot. Give it everything that I have already got. Insurance cards are messy and the data needs a fix. Try to find a window in the middle of the mix.
The waiting room is buzzing like a broken radio. Patient needs a specialist but doesn't want to go.
I'm clicking through the profiles and I'm syncing up the feed, entering the urgency of everybody's need. But I'm working at Saltcock, and the schedule is tight, keeping all the doctors in the circle of the light.
Yeah, I'm working at ZocDoc, and I'm making it okay, booking every heartbeat at the finish of the day.
It's a frantic little hustle, but we're doing it right. Saltcock is the reason that we're sleeping tonight.
Pixels on the monitor are dancing in my eyes. Another confirmation is a beautiful surprise.
No more paper folders or a dusty metal bin. We just open up the portal and we let the healing in. The system never falters and the network never dies. Looking at the future with a million different eyes. Lunch is just a sandwich that I finish on the run. Telehealth is jumping and the work is never done.
From the city to the suburbs, everyone is on the screen. Smoothest little engine that the world has ever seen. I can hear the gratitude inside a muffled tone,
Helping all the strangers on the other end of phone.
the sun is going down across the skyline.
the button now. Make the booking fast. Find a doctor who makes the feeling last.
But I'm working at the Salt Dock, and the schedule is tight. Even all the doctor won the circle of the line.
Yeah, I'm working at Salt Dog, and I'm making it okay. Working every hubby at the finish of the day.
It's a frantic little hustle, but we're doing it right. Salt Dock is the reason that we're sleeping. He woke up with a twitch and a sticky palm, while the neighbor's cat set off the car alarm. His aunt is baking wheat germ in the kitchen there, while he's trapped by a web in his underwear. He tries to crawl up the brick and the peeling paint, but the height makes his stomach feel rather faint. He dropped his camera in a trash can fire. Now he's tangled up like a frayed copper wire. Oh, the hero is stuck in a laundry line, trying to make the red spandex look fine. He's swinging low where the pigeons fly, with a sandwich crust and a weary eye. Just a kid in a mask with a heavy debt, the strangest wall crawler you haven't met yet. He's chasing a thief through a hot dog stand, with mustard stains on his shaking hand. The villain is laughing in a giant metal suit, while a guy is hunting for a lost left boot. He outran a bus, but he missed his cab. Now he's stuck in a midtown bicycle jam. The city is loud and the rent is too high for a city who's actually quite a shy guy. Oh, the hero is stuck in a laundry line, trying to make the red spandex look fine. He's swinging low where the pigeons fly, with a sandwich crust and a weary eye. Just a kid in a mask with a heavy debt, the strangest wall crawler you haven't met yet. Sandwich crust and a weary eye. Just a kid in a mask with a heavy debt, the strangest wall crawler you haven't met yet.
I dropped down at the towers where the concrete touches sky, looking for a golden chest, but found a cardboard box to tie. I built a wooden staircase leading nowhere in the rain, then accidentally clipped my heels and tumbled down the drain.
The blue cloud is encroaching and my boots are full of sand. I'm running from a giant banana with a pistol in his hand.
I dropped down at the towers where the concrete touches sky, looking for a golden chest, but found a cardboard box to die. I built a wooden staircase leading nowhere in the rain, then accidentally clipped my heels and tumbled down the drain. Oh, the circle is shrinking like a sweater when the heat. I am hiding in a dumpster praying for a shiny tree. I missed every single shot with a heavy metal boom, while a bush started dancing and chased me to my doom. Now I am back in the lobby waiting for the bus to fly, with a pickaxe and a prayer under a purple flavored sky.
I tried to build a fortress, but I only made a wall. Then I jumped off the edge because I thought I would not fall.
I found a purple potion, but I drank it way too fast, while a kid with a kid made sure my victory did not last. The hammer hit the ground and sent me flying to the moon. I guess I will be spectating until the afternoon. I tried to build a fortress, but I only made a wall, and I jumped off the edge because I thought I would not fall. I found a purple potion, but I cake made sure my victory did not last. The hammer hit the ground and sent me flying to the moon. I guess I will be spectating until the afternoon. Oh, the circle is shrinking like a sweater in the heat. I am hiding in a dumpster praying for a shiny treat. I miss every single shot with the heavy metal doom, while the bushes started dancing and chased me to my doom. Now I am back in the lobby waiting for the bus to fly with a pickaxe and a prayer under a purple flavored sky.